is that there are two ways to multiply them. Why is that?
See, when we deal with linear mechanics, we actually have dot product for them, multiplication of vectors. And in case of rotational vectors, we need cross product. They have rotational vectors, a completely different direction of the original vectors. And the two types of multiplications are dot product and cross product. First one is also known as scalar product because the result is a scalar quantity. And in the second case, the result also has a direction and it is known as a vector product. It gives a vector quantity. That happens in case of rotational dynamics. But we can we can have an idea of what kind of results they have, and the direction of the vectors after multiplication in case of cross product, as dot products do not have a direction. Dot products, in case of dot products, suppose we have two vectors A and B, making an angle theta with each other. Okay? The dot product of A and B is given by magnitude of A multiplied to magnitude of B into cos of the angle between them. Do you remember doing work in class 10, 9?
Yes.
What were we using? We were using force and displacement. And the result we were getting were force multiplied to displacement along with the product of the cos of angle between them. Actually, that cos of angle between them makes the direction of displacement in the direction of force. Or rather, effect of force in the direction of displacement. Cos theta gives the component of one vector towards the other one. Maybe I'll draw A a little bigger, otherwise you may think that A is the component of B. But this cos theta actually gives the effective vector B along A. And in the form of component vectors, like in the form of ijk, actually in the form of ijk it is very easy to use three dimensions. In form of ijk also, if suppose A is equal to 5i plus 2j minus 3k and B is equal to say minus 2i plus 4j plus k. Now how will we find the dot product? Now we simply have to multiply the components in the form of dot product. But here there is a trick. You see, you won't get any results when you multiply I with j because I is perpendicular to j. No? I is perpendicular to j means theta becomes 90 degree and cos theta becomes 0. So when you multiply I and k, then also you will get 0. So only the line vectors will get multiplied. I dot I will give you 1, simply 1 without any direction. So your answer should be equal to, or A dot B should be equal to minus 10 plus 4 into 2, 8 minus 3. This is minus 5. You get 0. Similarly, j with I you get 0, k with j you get 0. But when you multiply I and I dot I, both have magnitude 1 and you have cos 0 which is also 1. So you get an answer 1. So y multiplied to minus 2 will remain and that will be multiplied to this one. Okay. Now, when I come to vector quantity, I'll get a vector result. A vector product. In this case, if you have a vector A, another vector B making an angle theta with A, vector product is also known as cross product. We use a cross sign between them. In case of dot product, we use a dot sign between the multiplied vectors. In this case, we use a cross product, cross sign between the vectors we are multiplying. The magnitude of the resultant vector will be A multiplied to B. So magnitude of A multiplied to magnitude of B because the direction will completely be different into sine of the angle between them. But the resultant vector will have a direction which will be perpendicular to both A and B. That means the unit vector n I have multiplied is perpendicular to both A and B. So the magnitude of the resulting vector is the product of A, B and sine of tangent theta. And I have multiplied the unit vector which will give the direction only. This unit vector is perpendicular to both A and B. We can find the direction of A cross B using a vector, using an arrow along the direction, theta, angle between them. If I am multiplying A, if I am taking A cross B, then I can use right hand thumb rule to find the resultant direction, and it will be the fingers will curl towards from A to B, and your thumb will hit the direction. So direction of this end is out of the board. If A and B are in the board, in the plane of the board, the direction of A cross B will be perpendicular to the board and out of it. But in case of B cross A, actually you will have to consider the angle from B to A like this. So, you see, if you go from B to A, your thumb points into the board. This goes out of the board. But in this case, using right hand thumb rule, you get the resultant vector into the board. So, magnitude will be same, AB sine theta. But the unit vector n will be pointing into the board in this case. So actually, A cross B has a direction opposite to B cross A. That means A cross B will be equal to minus B cross A, as they are oppositely directed but same in magnitude. Now if I find the vector cross product in terms of unit vector or result vectors, like A is equal to AI plus AXI plus A by J plus XI, then what happens? Well, is it easier or not? We must see. Now suppose you have a vector A in component form. This is called component form. So 3i minus 2j plus k and unit vector and vector B is equal to say minus 5i plus 3j plus 2k. We will take the cross product by taking the cross products of each pair. But now you see, I cross I will be equal to 0. Why? Can you say why? Because they are in same direction. And therefore the angle between them is 0 and sine 0 is 0. Okay. This is actually I cross I is equal to 1 into sine 0. And that will be equal to 0 because sine 0 is 0. Yes. That means in this case, when same vectors are multiplied, same unit vectors are multiplied, you are getting a 0. But that will not be the case when you multiply different type of vectors. When you multiply I with j, you get sine 90. And sine 90 is 1. Now for the directions, we use a simple rule. We draw a circle and draw 3 arrows on them with the 3 unit vectors I, j, k. Now when you multiply I with j or find the cross product of I and j, you get 1 into sine 90 and the direction will be k, perpendicular to both I and j. But you have to know whether it will be positive k or negative k. So if the arrows are in the same direction, direction of I, direction of j and direction of k all are anti-clockwise in the same direction, then it will be positive. So the result will be k. That means I cross j is equal to k. Similarly, you see j cross k will be equal to I and k cross I will be equal to j. Okay, j cross I equals to j cross k is first is equal to I and k cross I will be equal to j. But what if I want to find I cross k? I cross k will be the reverse of this. So it will be
J.
minus j. And from this circle also you can find I cross k, you are going against the arrows. So you get negative answer. So I cross k will be equal to minus j. Similarly, k cross j will be equal to minus I. And j cross I will be equal to minus k. You can see, we are going in the opposite direction. J cross I minus k. Okay?
So what will be the answer of that A cross B?
Oh, I forgot. What did I write again? I'm taking some values. So this is minus 2j and this is minus 4k. Now in this form, if I try to find the cross products, A cross B will be given by, this will be 0 and I cross J will give you, I cross J will give you K. So, and 3 to 3 is 9, 9k. Then I cross K is minus J, I think. I cross K minus J. Should I? I cross K is minus J, minus 6J. Then I take this 10. J cross I is minus K, so I get the minus. Because this minus into minus is plus, but J cross I is minus K, so I have kept the negative sign. And J cross J is 0, J cross K is I, and minus 2 into 2 is minus 4, so minus 4I. Now finally K cross I is plus J, 4 into minus 5 is 20, so it is plus 20 J, and K cross J is minus I, but 4 is negative and 3 is positive, so 12 minus 12 will be, so this will become positive. I. Now we can add up the i's and j's and k's simply. I equal minus 4 8i and 20 minus 6 is 14 j. K 9 minus 10 is minus k. So this is your result of A cross B. If you find this overwhelming, there is a trick. There is a trick. You can use determinant. A cross B can be written as in determinant form as I, J, K, values 3, minus 2, minus 4, the components of A, X component of A, Y component of A, and Z component of A, and the components of B minus 5, 3, plus 2. Now we can solve it like a determinant. When I take I have to multiply 2 into 2, minus 2 into 2 is minus 4, and minus this into this, 3 into minus 4, that will become plus 12. Then if I take the first one positive, the second one I have to take negative. I will oversee the corresponding rows and columns. Fourth one, the fifth one. 5 4s are 20. That is positive. It's positive. This is minus 1. It's okay. Then I take K, I leave the corresponding rows and columns. So now I have 3 into 3, 9, minus 3 into minus 5, that is 10. So you see we get the same answer, 8i. This is plus 14j and K. We get the same answers.